I really got interested in D.C. when I was 11 because my mom and dad told me it was time to go to work downtown, and my dad had a Greek diner, and I used to take the bus down George Avenue and transfer to the F Street line. And my job for my father was delivering food on foot around the city to offices. So I was out there every day, and I was a kid, and it was a really it was a turbulent and exciting time for a boy. It's actually when there's things like riots and things of that nature, and trouble between the races, and the hippies were in town, and they were going to threaten, and that's all exciting for a boy. You don't think of the bad side of it. So I was actually into it. I was very interested in all that, and that's when I really started getting. And I come from this tradition of the Greeks always sit around, and my dad was born in Greece, but he came over as a toddler. My mom and my dad both grew up in the city. My grandparents, I mean, they told stories all the time about Washington in the 20s and the 30s and so on, wartime Washington. And, I was just fascinated by it. I still am. Characters are usually based on people I know, or they're a composite of people I've known. And many of the stories are based on actual events. I find inspiration in the newspaper, or things that I remember that happened when I was younger that I want to fictionalize and sort of twist around and kind of give a different ending to the actual ending, that kind of thing. But it's all based in reality. I don't have the kind of mind that can do it like a fantasy book or science fiction or anything like that. It's all reality based. I don't know. I've written some stuff for newspapers and so on, but it's been very short. I haven't never had to research an entire book or footnote or anything like that. For me, it's not difficult. I just write. I mean, I don't even outline or anything like that. I go out and I do a lot of research, street research. I talk to people, get a lot of ideas, and then I just kind of lock myself in the house and I write. Writing for television is fun in a different way. It's fun for me because I get to work with a lot of people who I consider to be artists, not just the writers, but when I'm in production, I'm working with hair and makeup people, costumes, lighting, cinematographers. I think they're all artists. They're not crew to me, they're artists. So we're all getting together to make something together. And that to me is it's a real cool thing. I love it. On the other hand, when I'm writing a book, it's all me. And there's a satisfaction of that, having your name on the spine of a novel and knowing that you did it yourself is a different kind of satisfaction. But, when I'm writing a book, I'm in an office for, 6 or 7 months by myself, and I'm getting socially retarded because I'm not hanging around people. And, so the other thing is really something that I look forward to, and I try to do both every year. I did Treme in New Orleans, the Pacific, which was a tribute to my dad, who was a Marine in World War II, fought in the Pacific. I've got a couple of pilots right now in development at HBO, and, just working on a lot of different things. Well, my first gig with them was, I'd done some screenwriting before for the studios, and then my first gig with them was for The Wire, the first season, and I was on that for all 5 years, and it's a good place for me to be. I've been writing for them and producing for about 15 years, and it's sort of my home. I don't really want to work anywhere else. I might have to, but it's still the gold standard, I think. Well, I like to direct. I think that I could, and I think that I could do a good job of that. It's funny because that was the first thing I wanted to do since I was a kid. I wanted to be a film director. And I kind of got off the path a little bit, although that path of being a novelist took me back around to filmmaking. And so I'm still working on that. And I'd like to make a Western.